And welcome back to Nate Light Love. You know, love, some nights feel like the world's pressing in from every direction. The workplace that drains you, the relationships that confuse you, the kids who test your patience, and the quiet moments where you wonder if you're doing any of this right. Tonight on Late Night Love, we're sitting on the weight of it all, the boundaries we struggle to hold, the partners who don't always show up the way we need, the kids who push us to grow, and the choices that force us to face who we really are. So dim the lights, take a breath, hello, and let's walk through the mess together, gently, honestly, and without judgment. All right. You know, Lovey, we have a problem tonight.
We do.
I don't have anything for this intro section. I forgot something.
You did.
I did. I forgot to put up the first, 3, 4, 5 minutes of the show that, only people who watch the live show ever really watch. So I forgot.
You had a busy week.
And I went to go take a nap, for an hour.
Uh-huh.
Next thing I know, it was 3 and it was time to get up and put the studio together. And so there was that. But before we do start into the show, let's go ahead and get some business taken care of. You can send us your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us. You can also find us on KUBU 965 on Live 365. You can find us there whenever the heck we play. I don't remember. And please do us a favor and hit the like, subscribe, share button, all that good fun stuff. Or just hop on over to latenightLove.us. And one of these days I'll turn, join the website on, but I gonna have to spend 2 days working on that website, and I just haven't wanted to.
Well, you've been so busy with work.
One of these days, I'm gonna buy a car.
That too.
Oh, man, I'm just tired of that process. Good Lord. Buying a car, even when you've got cash for it sitting in the bank, and okay, if you need a bridge loan, a small $2,500 loan, the bank said they'll give it to me. So I don't know why I'm worried about it. I just pull a trigger on something, but I am just tired of car shopping. I am just the nonsense.
Ooh, can I do it?
Can you do it?
Yeah.
But you want to argue with the car dealerships over price because they're all either $1,000, some of them are $2,000 overpriced.
No, I just pay them what they want.
Well, I can do that. If I'm doing that, I'm just going to pay to have the car shipped in from Bakersfield. But the exact one I want, it's $1,000, $1,500 too much, but be the exact one I want anyway. The problem is I've done too much research, and so now I know how much these things should be actually worth. And so then I ask the questions, and I don't know. I get car dealers ghost me. I have cash, and apparently they don't want to sell their cars. So
not for your price.
They're sitting there. Some of these cars have been sitting there almost a year. You really don't want to sell your car because some of these, they tell you how long they've been.
Yeah,
they've been sitting on it like 295 days, and you're asking too much. And well, no wonder that's morons. You're gonna have to lower the price on that particular one a lot because none of the cars priced lower are selling. Hello, McFly. You just want to.
Yeah.
So, but I'm willing to wait. I'll wait it out, I guess.
No, we're in no hurry. We have a car.
Yeah.
To use.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to drive far, like, down to Riverside County for a quinceañera or anything.
Oh, shite.
Then it'd be fine. But guess what's coming up here in a few weeks? So
pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'll figure something out. All right, so let's go ahead. Oops, God, I keep hitting the wrong button. That one. Okay. All right, so we are moving into our segments tonight, and in our first segment, we are stepping into the fluorescent lit battle. The fluorescent lit battle. I'm gonna try this one over again. All right, welcome to Late Night Love. Tonight, we are stepping into the fluorescent lit battlegrounds of work and home, where colleagues can feel like enemies, bosses can feel like threats, and even the people we love can weaponize the roof over our heads. From the politics of potlucks to the pain of being undermined, we're talking about the moments that make you question your worth and your place in the world. Oh, don't I know about that? For the next 6 weeks, I got like 3 bosses. This is going to be insane. Or 3 people I report to somehow in shape, manner, or form. This is going to be insane. And I get to do that while waffle stomping on some toes. This is going to be all of my political training is now going to come into use. Even the fact it's not politics. This is when all that time spent, in politics is going to come in handy, or I can speak and say nothing, or I can insult you and you not even know until later. I can point out something that you've been doing that's not going well for you in a way that, hopefully you can understand without being overly insulting. Okay, yeah, we'll talk.
It's an art form.
Or, hey, I'll leave my personal thoughts on that alone for another discussion so we can be productive.
Ooh.
I have. Yeah. So, anyway, I know how to do this, unfortunately, and so it's left to me. Okay, so where are we starting tonight?
Okay, we're going to start with our life questions. Should I bring food for a team breakfast when my colleagues hate me and my boss is trying to fire me? You don't have to.
Well, it kind of depends. One, if your colleagues hate you and your boss is trying to fire you, you should be looking for another job. Why'd you want to work there to begin with? Now, whether you participate in these team breakfast things or not, or how much you participate, is entirely up to you, because there comes a point where other people's behavior should not affect yours. So just because they are being unkind and unhelpful, or whatever, should not actually change your behavior. So, if you feel like participating, if you would naturally participate, then participate anyway.
Yeah.
Screw them. And if you wouldn't have, screw them. Don't show up. What are they going to do? Fire you? It's
really.
So, yeah. But if your boss is trying to fire you, and here's the thing, if bosses wanted to fire you, they just would. So maybe you're having a misinterpretation of things. A misinterpretation of things. If bosses want to fire you for more than a month, then maybe you're misinterpreting, because bosses want to fire you. They just fire you.
They do.
I mean, if you've been working there for a long time, you got friends above you, maybe they can't. But but if everybody hates you, and and if your boss hasn't fired you yet, it means they're just because they haven't found anybody else to do what you do. So go take your value somewhere else that appreciates you. Yeah. Or here's another possibility. Examine your own behavior and see why someone might want to fire you.
Because if there's an issue, it's just going to repeat itself.
Yeah. So even if you move on, you want to make sure that you're not part of the problem.
Yeah.
Examine yourself. All right. What is next?
I feel this one. I don't want to share my snacks at work.
Okay. So don't.
Tell people no.
Yeah.
Bring your own snacks.
Yeah. Just tell them no. That's the power of no is a wonderful thing.
They're mooching. Don't let them be moochers. Make them bring their own.
Or, I don't know about policy, but, put snacks in a change thing. If you want some snacks, you're going to have to pay for them, suckers. I know someone who did that. They'd buy snacks. They'd go to Costco. And people would buy snacks from them because they were morons. Wouldn't bring them themselves. And someone made a tidy profit by just
now that's an idea.
That's just having snacked in their locked cabinet drawer. Yeah. You want a candy bar? It's $2. It's only $1.50 at the vending machine. Only go to the damn vending machine then. It's like, it's your problem, not mine. So you want my snacks, you're gonna have to start paying for them, would be my suggestion. So
that's a good one.
They'll stop.
Yeah.
Well, except for the person who does it because he just wants a snack and he's not trying to take advantage of you. He'll actually pay you for the service of buying snacks for them.
Yeah.
So you're essentially providing a service for a couple of those people. But, you do have the power to say no. Buy your own damn snacks. It's okay to say no.
It is.
It is.
It's work. This is not you're not at a family gathering hoarding snacks. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
and it's one thing you got some young coworker who's living paycheck to paycheck and they're hungry, and you throw them a candy bar because you don't want your coworker to be hungry all day. People get without their Snickers, and so
Uh-huh.
you chuck it at them. But that's a different thing. That's a choice.
Yeah.
Okay, what is next?
Oh, this one. Poor little thing. She's 18
Uh-huh.
and she can't have a conversation about intimacy with her 19-year-old boyfriend. He just completely shuts down.
Yeah, because he has no idea what you're talking about. You are discussing a subject that she knows nothing. But here's the thing, guys. You can actually have this conversation with an AI agent, so you're prepped when you're. I'm just saying. She needs to give him time to get into space so they can have the discussion. But young men, if she grants you that privilege, use it properly. Get yourselves ready, prepped for the conversation. This is how relationships work. Men can sometimes take a few minutes to get days even to get prepped to have a conversation we don't want to have.
Stop it.
Just saying.
We let out a big sigh and then we go at it.
Well, so eventually we get there. But sometimes, we like to be prepared. Some people like me like to do research and just so I know, especially if it's a subject I know nothing about. And so men, you have the greatest tool at your disposal. Okay, my girlfriend wants to talk about intimacy. What do I do? Pop that into your favorite AI question thing, and it'll tell you how to prep yourself for it really well. These are questions we used to have with grandpa or your favorite uncle, or whatever. We don't do that anymore, but we have a different tool. It's probably going to give you more accurate information.
Grandpa had like 3 relationships.
Yeah, maybe hey, it is AI. It may not give you proper information, but this probably can't do any worse than Uncle Bob. Sat there, give you your first beer and your first talk about women, and no one tells you till later that Uncle Bob was a womanizer. But probably wasn't the greatest idea to listen to Uncle Bob. So pop it into your favorite AI agent and feel more comfortable with the subject and have the discussion. This is just 19, right? They're 18 and 19 years old. They don't know what they're doing.
No.
And he's stumbling around in the dark.
But she feels a need to discuss.
Yeah. Of course she does. It is perfectly reasonable for her to feel the need to discuss. There's, but this is the maturation process of adults. And remember, 18, she's more mature than that 19-year-old man. She just is. She's more ready to have those conversations than he is, generically speaking.
Yeah.
Just is. And so it's going to feel frustrating. Why do you think young women go up for older men? Older men know how to have this conversation, or know how to not have it, but not have you notice. So they feel more comfortable. That's, you don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
You deal with someone who's already been through it, but it is what it is. So hopefully he can, in fact, she's not the one who should be asking the question. He is. So how does she get him to, put his big boy pants on, I suppose, is the question.
He just does a tap dance.
Yeah, because he doesn't know. He's lost in the conversation. So that explains it, but we're still haven't helped her. What does she do? And it's been a long time since I've been 19. So what does she do?
Well, she can sit down and say, I'd like to have a conversation, and I know you may not be ready, but I'd like you to get ready.
Yeah, give him a prep day time.
Couple days.
Couple days to prep, not too long because then you'll overthink it and try to. So, couple days, yeah. Just and make. Here's the problem: when they're young, a lot of times it feels like some form of an attack, and you're trying to not step on minefields. So, especially as a young 19-year-old, you're more of a moron than someone a little older. You don't know. This is first real relationship. His first time he's had to talk about this with someone he's liked. He doesn't know how to have this conversation. And so let him know you understand that.
Okay.
Hey, look, I get it. We can have this conversation over a couple of days. It's fine. 10 minutes at a time. We're not going to get stuck into an hour-long conversation. We'll have it in 10, 15-minute segments.
Yeah.
So make it a short, manageable thing. So it's not this big, huge anvil hanging over her head. It's just a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
So in a sense, while it's important, you in a sense, you want to make it feel less big.
Okay.
And so, because you're both ignorant on this kind of thing. It's likely your first time going through this for both of you. So there's no need to have it all at once.
It's okay to say we're not going to make a mountain out of a molehill.
No.
This is a little hill that we need to get over together. That's all.
Spend a limited amount of time on it each time, but have some dedicated time. Hey, we're going to spend 15 minutes every Tuesday having this stuff we don't know how to talk about. It's going to take us 6 weeks to get through an hour of conversation, but so what?
Yeah.
This is a long-term relationship. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is that you're having the conversation.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to approach it. Okay. We actually did get to a answer to the question.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah. What does it mean when people say not to make friends at work?
Well, because it means the people at work aren't really your friends. They're colleagues. You have working relationships. Sometimes they can even be close. But, at the end of the day, they're work friends. They're not real friends.
No.
Now, on occasion, you'll come across some. But
now, rarely you'll have one who follows you from a work relationship into a friendship after you have left that employment. That happens. I have one of those. I had 2 of those.
So but you don't trust them like you trust your friend because they'll stab you in the back to climb the corporate ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Especially working in a corporate situation.
Yeah.
You're just another cog in the wheel. And the same thing. Here's the thing. You'll do the same thing. You both want the same job. What are you going to do? You're going to give it to let them have it? Of course not. You're going to try for it too. So, but it doesn't mean not to collect as you're climbing a corporate ladder. That doesn't mean you don't collect people who owe you things or, people who are useful as you climb, bring people with you. So as you climb a ladder, you bring the people who helped you, bring them along, because then you can trust them as much as you can trust anybody. Okay.
What is the worst reaction you've seen from someone who got laid off or let go? I've been thinking about this one. I can't think of anybody just losing it.
No. Well, because if that's most of the time, you as another different employee aren't going to see the person's reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't see that very often.
Yeah.
It's just not something that comes across your plate. So I'm trying to think. It'd probably have to be something that back into the times when I don't remember well, when I was a teenager or something, working at restaurants and that type of thing. I have a suspicion when I was working at that Italian restaurant, I think one of the bus boys crashed out, as the saying goes these days. And
crashed out.
That's the phrase that the young people are using these days when someone just flips their lid and has an emotional moment, shall we say, over something.
Has a feeling.
And then expresses it poorly.
Yeah. Had a hissy fit.
Essentially, there's 100,000 words for it. The words they're using these days are crashing out.
crashing out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we do flip out, lose their
And that
mind,
is news to me.
lose their,
Anybody else just out there just learning this?
lost their crap.
Stay tuned for more tips on how to stay
Hey,
connected with
hey,
them.
man, the
with
fact that I know is amazing.
I know.
I'm just saying. So I wonder how old it is if it hit me. How late am I to the party? So, but here's the thing, when you talk about this, is you don't want to work somewhere that doesn't want you anyway. So, one thing you do have that no one can take away from you is your dignity. And so don't lose that, is my suggestion.
Yeah.
It already sucks. Don't make life worse.
Yeah.
So, okay. What is next?
Well, I always felt I wanted to leave with a little bit of dignity. They were not going to get. They're not gonna get me.
Well, you understand they don't care, right?
Yeah, but they're
So-
sitting there poised. Oh, she's gonna lose it. Up yours. Y'all didn't ever knew me. I'm out of here.
No, I'm firing because I already lost it at you people if you're firing me. And,
No, I didn't lose it.
yeah, there's times where I'd get fired on purpose. I'm gonna quit and we'll make you morons fire me.
Did you really?
Yeah. Just out of spite. Just because it's in my younger days. Don't recommend it, by the way. Just to be clear. This is how I know that it's not the best way to go forward. It's emotionally satisfying though. Okay.
Okay. This is a life question. They're in their late 20s, and her husband told her that it's his house, and she lives there at his mercy, and she is just devastated. She doesn't know what to do. Now, this was in a very heated argument.
Yeah, well, my thing is here, stop having heated arguments, because then you don't say stuff you don't mean.
Because he doesn't really mean it.
No, he doesn't mean it. Here's the thing. I'm willing to bet that people were saying emotionally hurtful things, and someone went to the spot you shouldn't go.
Yep.
And this is what happens when you escalate things, when you stop trying to be productive in an argument and you start trying to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So guess what? Nobody won, did they?
No.
No. Trying to win an argument with your spouse just makes your partner a loser. And do you really want your partner to be a loser? Of course not. And it's dumb. It's a dumb way to approach a relationship. Mm-hmm. So frankly, you guys have some work to do. And my instinct would be to not deal with this specifically, would be to deal with, okay, look, we clearly don't know how to argue. Deal with the real problem. Because this is one of those things. If you're arguing properly, this never happens.
Yeah.
And so by dealing with the root, you won't deal with this. This will come out. He'll apologize because he's going to realize he went too far.
Yeah.
But by not dealing with it and allowing him to come to that conclusion himself, it's kind of the first olive branch of the repair. So
okay, now what about saying I would like to be on the title?
She might already be, depending upon the state, it may not matter who's on the title, right? If it's in California, it doesn't matter who's on the house document, right? You can say whatever it wants. But the divorce court is going to say 50-50. It's not going to matter.
Yeah.
So, that's irrelevant what he thinks. That's a court decision in most places. It's got nothing to do with who's on the title.
Okay.
So, especially in a community property state, it's easy. And in the non-community property states, they still likely look at total assets and make the calculations. It's just done differently, and it'll balance out in the end.
It does.
So most times, relatively, oddly enough, divorces, if we could remove the emotions from it, we actually do divorces relatively well nowadays. Relatively, they probably still lean towards, women a little bit, but that It has changed. Now it's now much easier for men to get spousal support if they were the ones who were being house husbands and the economics were flipped.
Yeah.
It used to be terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah. It used to be terrible. The wife could make more money and have a better living situation, and they'd still make them pay alimony and child support. And, well, child support's one thing, but alimony and that kind of thing. And so, but now it's much more fair. And legally, it was supposed to have been fair 30 years ago, but it took 30 years for the actual process to catch up to what the ideal was.
Okay.
Just because it takes time for old judges and stuff to cycle out and everybody to change the rules and everybody to change the way they do things. It just takes time to cycle through such a large system. So you can complain that it took so long. Okay, fine, but hey, at least it's getting there, and at least it's a lot closer to fair, which is term for children. But if you can get something relatively close to
equitable.
Well, if you can get to the point where you're actually making decisions based upon individual circumstances rather than a cold hard formula, I think we've made
progress.
Especially a cold hard formula based upon gender rather than just a cold hard formula based upon individuals, right?
Yeah.
It's who makes what, you put it all into a formula and you come out with a thing. It's a little cold hearted, but it's better than, well, if it's the mother, then you get this formula. If it's a father, you get this formula. If the father's taking care of the kids, to get one formula. A mother's taking care of the kids, it gets a different formula. It's all wacky. It used to be all wacky, and so at least now it's more equitable or some form, more reasonable, more rational.
Yeah. We're getting there.
All
right. This one. Yeah. Okay. He has a supervisor that repeatedly questions my work, critiques how I complete tasks, asks peers about my work. He also frequently comments critically about other colleagues' works and productivity directly to me, which is distracting and adds to the stress during shifts. What do I do? Tell him to shut up. Very politely.
Well, here's the thing that all your colleagues have done. They've essentially tuned him out. They just don't pay attention to him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll hear him, but they're not going to pay it. They're not listening to a thing he says.
Yeah.
So they might hear him, but they're not listening. And that's when it's your supervisor, it's harder. But here's what you could do if you really wanted to. Take that compliment to his boss or that complaint to his boss.
Yeah.
So I don't mind critiquing how I completed my task, right? That's part of his thing. And if I'm messing up, I want to know. That's great. But I don't need to hear about all the complaints about everybody else. I'm not HR. He needs to be talking to you about that, not about me. What am I supposed to do about it? And so you go talk to his boss because he said supervisor, which means there's another layer ahead over them. So you go to that person with that exact complaint. Says, they continually critique my work, which is fine. It's their job. I don't need to hear his complaints about everybody else. Maybe he's right about my work. Maybe he's not. But I really don't want to hear about everybody else. It's distracting and creates stress. And here's the thing. His supervisor, boss person may not know because he never complains up.
Yeah.
He's complaining down.
Laterally.
At best.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might just be complaining down because if he complains upward, he's looking bad. And someone who is probably not really trained for the job he has.
Yeah.
Which is something we do. He was good at the job. And so we say, okay, great. You get to supervise everybody. Have a good time. See you later. And don't train him how to be the supervisor of the people who are doing the job he used to do. So now he's just trying to do the job, trying to get everybody to do the job he used to do the way he used to do it. But that's not how that works. You've got to let your people, accomplish their tasks their own ways. And what matters is the outcome at the end of the day. And he just doesn't know how to do that because no one gave him any leadership guidance. So, but what do? You play the chain of command. You take that complaint above him.
Yeah.
Because that's how the game is played. So, if no one has told you lately, you deserve safety, respect, space to breathe, whether it's a toxic coworker or a partner who's forgotten how to speak with love, you're allowed to draw a line. So, let's carry that truth with us through the week. From me and Lubby, have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.
Good night.
Do, 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 do.
Can you hold my chair?
I guess I should pop the wheels off.
Okay. Am I too far? Am I okay?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right. We ready?
Yes. I got a couple of cute ones in this one.
All righty. Okay.
Here we go.
All right. Welcome back to Late Night Love. Love isn't always soft. Sometimes a mirror that shows us the parts of ourselves we would rather not see. The selfishness. The selfish. This is going to be a long night. I have been stumbling over myself. All right. Let's try this again, folks. All right. Welcome back to Late Night Love. Love isn't always soft. Sometimes it's a mirror that shows us the parts of ourselves we would rather not see. The selfishness we are ashamed of, the exhaustion we won't admit, the fear we are failing our kids. Tonight, we're talking about the parents trying their best, the partners trying to move on, and the tiny humans who push every button we have. So, join us for this journey. And before we start that, let's remind ourselves you guys can find us at latenightLove.us, and you can send your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us and hit the subscribe. What the heck was that? Hit the share, subscribe, like, comment, all that good fun stuff for us if you would. This is gonna be this is just
Yeah, but your hair looks fantastic.
yeah, but I got to get this tongue thing out of my system before Thursday because I've got a big interview on my TV show.
Ooh.
Okay,
Shall we dive in?
let's go ahead and dive right in.
All right. Oh, this individual, poor thing. I'm a selfish person and it's affecting me as a parent. And that's a 33-year-old dad.
Okay.
Well, you know yourself. You're 33.
No, you're 33. Here's the thing. You can start once you realize there's the problem, you can make different choices when those things come up.
Yes.
And give yourself a little bit of grace as you learn to change your reactions, because here's what's happening. For whatever reason in your life, you learn to be selfish to survive. Could have been as a child, could have been as a young adult, whatever. It was a survival tactic, survival tool.
Yeah, no judgment.
And so now what has happened is that is now instinctive.
Mm-hmm.
It is just your first initial reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's not best.
Right.
Not best for you, not best for your children. You know it's
Yeah.
harming them. So what you need to do is when you get that, you notice that, change it. Even if it's post fact.
Yeah, even if you make one decision and then you, oh, wait, I want to change that. I changed my mind.
Yeah. Your kid asks for a ride and you say no because the instinct is you'd rather watch the football game. You can sit down to watch the football game. Oh crap, that was selfish. Turn the football game off. Hey, come on, let's go.
And you come back 20 minutes later to your game, yeah.
Yeah, or sacrifice the whole game. It's even on occasion. take a big one for the team.
Yeah, hit the record button and watch it later,
Yeah, watch the highlights on YouTube later.
Yeah.
It's whatever it is. And maybe he wants to go golfing, whatever it is. Maybe he wants to go work on his project card and the thing. And he's spending time doing other things he likes. But he's realizing he's missing out on something.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you're missing out on until you start participating in that.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where you're just going to have to practice it. Quite literally, you're going to have to practice it like a golf swing. You're going to have to go out there and deliberately be unselfish.
This smacks of a child who was not catered to,
Maybe came from a big family.
Yeah.
And, you're the youngest of 4, 5, 6, 7, you can, that selfishness for survival instincts, right?
Yeah.
Maybe life was difficult. They didn't have a lot of money. And so everything was, had to look inwards.
Yeah.
Who knows? And it's not for us, for our perspective, it's not even relevant because he knows that his selfishness is wrong. He knows he doesn't want to live that way anymore, or else he wouldn't be pasting it.
The biggest step has been taken.
Yeah. You've recognized it and it's not the way you want to live.
Yeah.
So just
huzzah. That's a win right there.
Yep. And it's okay to change your mind after you've made a decision and come back later and say,
okay.
Hey, I know I said no, we couldn't go to the store, but hey, let's go to the store.
I changed my mind.
I changed my mind. And they go, why did you change your mind? I was being selfish and it was wrong. Just tell your kids the truth. It's a magical thing for kids when you do that. Huh? Because now you've shown them how to be a proper human adult. Say, yeah, I was being selfish. I wasn't thinking properly. So we're going to go.
They're allowed to, they need to know that adults make mistakes, A, and B, it's okay to change your mind.
Yeah, it's okay to fix your mistakes.
Yeah, it's okay.
So, and more importantly, that it's okay to continually work on yourself.
Yeah.
And they notice these things even when you don't. So just practice. When you notice you're being selfish, change your mind. That's this. And it's going to be tough sometimes. You're going to be bored. Your instinct is going to want to go do that thing for you. And you're just going to have to fight it. You can do it. You can do it. So, and we'll be proud of you when you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Parents of preteen girls. Are you blow drying their hair? Okay. Now she's 10.
Mm-hmm.
The daughter is 10. And she's a part of a clique of girls. And this one girl, she's just got this just beautiful hair. And her mother blow dries it every morning before school.
Yeah.
So it looks just so.
Yeah.
And all the other girls want her hair. So most of the other girls have got their moms to blow dry their hair in the morning. Now this 10-year-old wants it too.
This 10-year-old can kick rocks. She can sit there and blow her own hair for 20 minutes in the morning. What the heck is wrong with these parents? Good Lord. Yeah, I'm going to spend 20, 30 minutes blow drying. Oh, heck no. If I'm doing your hair, it's brushed in a ponytail and we're out the door, right? That's what's happening.
Now, I would support their my daughter's
I would teach them
own hair stuff. Yeah, and I would teach them, and I would buy them all the tools and the little barrettes and the ribbons and all so they could do stuff to their own hair. Yeah, let her do her own. Yeah,
if she wants her hair like that, doing it yourself is the best way to get the results you want anyway. So your job is to go, look, I'm not going to do your hair for you, but I will spend a couple afternoons teaching you how to do your hair.
Yeah.
So you can do it every morning.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. She won't because it's too much work.
It is.
So
she wants you to do the work.
Yeah. So set the precedent now of her taking care of. If she wants it, she's going to have to do it. These other parents are setting themselves up for trouble later on. So do the right thing, stand firm, and give her the skills. If she really wants to do it, give her the skills to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
At what ages does walking become less of a complain fest?
I haven't.
They're
Wait,
both boys, 9 and 5.
let's see. I'm still complaining. I'm 57, 6, 6, 7, 7. I'm 57. I haven't stopped complaining yet. So, yeah, it doesn't. So here's the thing: just stop listening to them. Make it just like white noise. It's just they're just complaining. It's kind of like the soldiers marching songs. That he's saying so they can just get over that particular mile that they're struggling with right now, and they'll break out in song or something. That's essentially what those boys complaining about doing.
Oh, there you go. Teach them songs.
Yeah, teach them a marching song. Yeah, there you go. Teach them army marching songs. That'll go well.
There you go.
There she goes, just a marching down the street,
saying, "Do I did it?
Yeah. But I have a suggestion: find a family-friendly version of that, because you don't want to sing the real military version, do you?
No.
No, that's someone who knows.
Oh, shoot. I'm just remembering some quite blue marches. You should crack me up.
Well, but what was the
That's
point of
why
it?
we did it.
But that was the point of it. It was a morale booster, and
you entertain your mind. Yeah.
They are really just entertaining their mind as they're getting through drudging through something you don't want to do. So here's the thing: is for you to turn off your ears.
Teach them, MICKEYMOUSE.
No,
there you go.
You'd be better off with the boys. It's the army march would go over far better.
The army marching?
It sure would. But if you're going to do it, but it only lasts for so long, you're just going to be a distraction. They're going to go back to complaining because they don't want to be walking they don't want to be out hiking. They don't want to enjoy nature, because boys will enjoy nature just by existing in it. So they don't need, go to a park and let boys run and play. They don't need to go on this dedicated path, and they want to go streaming through the forest, right?
Yeah.
You can't let them do that because, well, they're in the middle of the forest, and if you're hiking or whatever. But from a boy's perspective, I want to go running through the forest. I don't want to be stuck on this stupid trail looking at trees. I don't know, from a young boy.
Yeah.
You don't want to be walking.
They'd rather be at the creek.
At the creek, running, riding your bicycle, anything but walking. Especially if you're doing, walking as a family activity. Oh my God, can't do anything more boring. Yeah, I can channel the 9-year-old boy in me right now. So I could complain and be like a 5 to 9-year-old boy. Yeah, it's so easy. It comes so naturally. What is that from that book? From Isaac Asimov, childish comes as naturally to a man as it does to a child. It just does. So my suggestion as a parent of lots of boys, tune it out. Just learn not to listen to it. Let them have their running commentary. They're just learning how to occupy themselves, and hopefully they'll get bored with it soon enough and move on to something else, or give them a stick that's shaped like a gun, and there's your other option. Okay.
Give them a walking stick. There we go. Everybody have a walking stick.
No, but just make sure it's shaped like a gun and you'll be fine. All right.
I am completely done with my boyfriend. How do I just move on? Okay. You're both in your early 30s.
Uh-huh.
You've done this before. You know how to move on. Put to the box to the left. But give him his stuff. I'm sorry, this isn't working for me. And you just move on.
Well, here's the thing. If you're the one who wants to leave and you're living together, you're the one who should move out.
That's true.
You're the one who wants to break up. You're the one who should do the leaving. Now, their boyfriend and girlfriend, they may not live together, which makes it even easier.
Yeah.
My suggestion is always end these things as gracefully as possible. Blame yourself, not the other person, regardless of whether it's true or not, because, why would you do anything different?
Yeah.
The least amount of friction possible. Behave like an adult and move on.
Yeah.
Because anything else is just wasted energy. All right. You reserve that energy for use towards you, not towards the broken relationship. Just end it. Cut it. Cut your losses. Move on. Don't Don't spend any more energy on this relationship than you absolutely have to. That's when you come to this decision. So, and how do you do that? By ending it gracefully.
Gracefully.
It's, it's not about him. It's about you.
Yeah.
So why should you have to accept the responsibility for ending the relationship? Because you're the one who wants to end it, and you want to end it as quickly and as gracefully as possible. So it does not matter what they think. Right? It's the definition of it doesn't matter what they think.
Yeah.
You get to move on. Who cares? They can have, everybody gets their own story, and you don't care what their story is anymore. That's the whole point of breaking up. So you get to move on. Doesn't matter if there's
And you got to let go of being the good guy.
Yeah.
Of not being the bad guy. You're going to be the bad guy, for a couple weeks until he, adjusts.
Well, who cares? You're not there anymore. You could be the bad person in his life for the rest of his life. Who the freak cares? You're not there anymore. Everybody's a villain in somebody's life. There's yours. Who cares?
Oh, God, I got a couple I can name right off the top of my head.
So I'm just saying. And does it matter today?
Not really.
There you go. So
yeah, they got their points. That they are just not.
So
their part that they're not admitting.
So yeah, it's just and it doesn't matter because they're not going to change anything.
No, they're not. It's not going to change anything.
Not going to change anything if they do.
It's not like we're going to become best buds all of a sudden.
Yeah, literally nothing will change.
Nothing will change.
So don't worry about it.
Yeah,
just move on. Yep.
Okay.
Find your couch to sleep on or whatever it is you need if that's the thing. But they may not even be living together, so it may be even easier.
I doubt they are.
Yeah, if put his toothbrush and stuff into a box and say, "Here you go. It's been fun. I appreciate the time together." But
well, I think she could break it to him first. Have his stuff ready, but out of sight. I mean, don't just shove a box in the man's face.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could be, but you don't really have to be. Just don't, if you're gonna end it.
Come on, that's just too. He has, no. You got to sit down and I'm sorry. I've enjoyed my time with you, but we make it. It's just not working for me.
Yeah, it's
make
a classic.
It your fault.
Yes, of course, it's always your fault, but
yeah,
because it makes it easier.
Yeah,
it's your fault even if it ain't. So yeah. All right, what's next?
Okay, I told my 10-year-old it was midnight when it was actually 11. It was on New Year's Eve.
That was midnight somewhere.
He feels bad.
Well, did you let them watch the ball drop? And here's the thing for kids: if you're on the West Coast, the easiest thing for kids is you turn on the New York thing at 9:00, 8:50 or whatever, and you get to watch the ball in New York City drop. Yay, you got to see midnight, because all that's going to happen at midnight is you're watching the same thing.
Yeah.
So then you can go to bed at 9 and everybody's happy ish. Because the only reason a kid wants to stay up till midnight is because everybody else is. Right? It's that time of year where they get to do something special and unique that they don't normally get to do. Stay up till midnight. So, either A, no, we're going to watch the ball drop. You can go to bed at 9, normal bedtime, or later than whatever. If you're in a different time zone, depending upon where you're at, you could do 10, or 11. But my suggestion is let them stay up till midnight. Hey, don't worry about it. No one's going to care. Right, this thing, right? Told your kids. Any kid that's going to be able, 10-year-old bought that?
I know.
Okay, there's bigger issues here. Forget the New Year's Eve.
You can't read a clock.
Yeah, there's a bigger problem here that you were able to fool your 10-year-old about over a time. How'd that pull that one off with all the clocks and phones and tablets and everything in people's world these days? That's a pretty good trick. I'm impressed, actually. But yeah, just stop doing it. Let them enjoy that one night a year or 2 nights a year, depending upon.
Let them stay up till New Year's Eve.
Let them stay up till New Year's Eve. Or just let them stay up to watch a ball drop somewhere, and then off to bed.
Then off to bed. There we go.
All right.
Okay, this poor lady. Baby prefers everyone but me. The mom, and the baby's 8 months. I'll tell you, because you are just the bath giver, food, you change diapers. You are just no fun.
No, what you have is an extrovert baby. And so what you are is boring.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. It's just a phase.
It will change, I swear.
Yeah, it's just a phase. But you're a new mom. Probably first time mom, right?
Yeah.
At first, yeah, of course. And everything is so big and huge. Of course, it's devastating. It's devastating.
Emotionally, it's devastating.
Because you think this baby has chosen others over you. And no, the baby is
The baby is not
No.
choosing someone over you.
No, it's just this baby is an extrovert and likes hanging around other people. They're more interesting than you at the moment.
Sorry.
And you'll be all right. Enjoy the time. This is you're having the exact opposite time most mothers are having at this age. Is how do I get this 8-month-old baby off of my hip? He won't go to anybody else. So, just want to point out that at this age, very many mothers are having some type of an emotional difficulty, either being overly attached to the infant, or in this particular case,
The infant is.
it's like, kind of.
Yeah, you're all right.
You're all right. You'll be all right. It will change. We know it's hard. We're not being flippant about the emotions she's feeling.
It is hard. It is hard.
Because this is 9 months after birth,
I
right? She's still getting
know.
the mother is still
her hormones are still
balancing.
Yeah.
And so all these emotions.
This is a big deal.
Yeah. So, but it is just that. It feels a lot bigger than it really is. It's most 99.9 times out of 100, so it's just a baby being an extrovert, and it will revert to type, soon enough.
Do you have mom friends? That's what I want to know. There's moms clubs that people can relate more to you. That are going through it at the same time you are. So I would definitely reach out in your community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, what is next?
Okay, the last one for our love section. Oh my goodness. This poor sweetie. My 13-year-old son spent $100 on girls at a cafe. How to explain money boundaries?
Well, that's just a dinner at a cafe nowadays. Sadly, you just take people out to dinner. It's going to cost you $100.
No, the girls kept getting lattes from him.
Yeah, and girls will do that for the rest of their lives. So my question is, where do you get $100 to spend on girls at the thing? This is a lesson that will teach itself. You don't really have to do that much. Really, he just learned his lesson. He probably doesn't need you to teach it to him, especially if it was his money.
Yeah.
Right. Now he had $100 he was going to spend on whatever video game he wanted, and now he can't because he spent it. The thing for you to do here is for you to not, contribute. No, you spent your allowance or you spent your birthday money. You spent it how you wanted. You're going to have to be more careful in the future now, aren't you?
Yeah.
But he's 13. He's trying to impress those young ladies.
And he just learned a lesson.
Just on a lesson. They don't care. They just wanted their lattes.
They just wanted their lattes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, having that discussion with him is, he's not going to hear it, but you could try to have that one.
Try.
Yeah. But generically speaking, that's probably a lesson discussion dad needs to have if dad is available.
Yeah.
So, because, every man has been through that. Every single one.
And we, as a mom, we haven't. We do not have the male experience. We just have to acknowledge that.
No, and the other thing is why don't we teach our girls that that's improper behavior?
Yeah, you take one and say thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we seem to, okay, boys, you guys have to be aware of this and blah, blah, but we never teach our girls not to do that.
I do.
Well,
We did in our family.
we as a culture. I mean, individual families, of course they do, right? But
we were going out to prom, and I remember my cousins telling me, "Okay, where are you going? Okay, you're going to here. Okay, this is what you order off the menu because it's medium priced because you don't want to insult him and get a burger, or a salad, But you don't want to, or you don't know if he can afford a steak either, so you order the Swiss steak."
you could have ordered the hamburger. We don't think that far ahead. We just appreciate you not ordering the most expensive thing. We're not going to judge you for ordering the hamburger as long as you like hamburgers. Now, if you order something and then pick at it, that's going to be annoying regardless.
No, that was another stuff. You have to eat at least half of it, and then you have to take the rest home if you're not going to eat it.
No, you can leave it. Just eat like a normal human being, right? That's all. Just don't pick at it because that's annoying. That's a waste of money, and men don't like wasting money. They'll spend money on you. They just don't like wasting it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how do you explain boundaries? Hopefully they have a father, older brother, uncle, because it's easier. That's a conversation that's far easier to hear from somebody who's experienced it rather than their mother or sister.
Yeah.
Now, older sisters can sometimes pull that off depending upon their relationships. Because, older sisters can say things to their younger brothers in ways that other people can't. So if there's an older sister, you can pull that one off. But yeah, that's one of those things where it's a father, brother-in-law, whatever it is, you ask them to have that conversation because they're not going to hear it coming from their mother. It's just not going to hear it. All right, so you are not alone in the struggle. Love stretches us, breaks us open, and rebuilds us in ways we never expect. So take a breath. You are doing more than you might think. So from me and Lubby, have a good night, and please remember to love everybody.
Good night. Will you hold my chair? Okay, here we go. I'm liking this new setup, by the way. Do you?
I haven't decided.
Okay.
All right. And welcome back to Late Night Love. Relationships get messy, especially when sex, trust, and long-term dreams collide. Tonight, we are unpacking cheating, mismatched libidos, awkward fantasies, age gap boundary issues, and the fear of wanting different futures. These are conversations couples avoid until they can't anymore, and I cannot get these things out of my mouth tonight.
You did great.
Almost, right until I screwed up the final conversations. Apparently is a word I can't say tonight. I am just my jaw, tongue, mouth combination thing here is just not functioning properly tonight. But before we get started, let's remind you that you can find us at latenightLove.us. You can send your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us. And if you would do us a favor, hit that like, subscribe, share button, etc. All the fun things to do here on the social medias and whatnot. Comment, subscribe, like, all that good fun stuff that I just repeated myself with. And you can find us on KUBU 96.5. No, KUBU 965 on Live 365. Whatever time we happen to air there. There you go.
Okay.
Just go to KUBU965.com, I think, so you can find us. And look at the schedule there. I think it's on there somewhere. All righty. So relationship issues. Oh, this is going to be fun one tonight.
It is.
Probably not, because this first one is not fun. So let's get started.
Okay, I cheated on my girlfriend of 4 years. Is the relationship over? Okay, he was drunk. They're both
So,
20. They got together when they're 16. They've been each other's firsts, you know?
well, okay, this is going to be a lesson learned. Yes, it is likely over, just because.
Yeah.
Um, but why are you putting yourselves in positions where these things are likely to happen? Going off to parties and getting drunk.
You learned something here, hun.
Yeah, you also learn something about yourself that you don't have the self control yet to be in a long term committed relationship,
Yeah.
and that is a that is a difficult lesson, but it's a lesson you've just learned. And the reality is, you when you have a girlfriend at 16, the likelihood that that is the long term, your long term life partner is relatively slim. It's not zero,
It's not 0.
but it's relatively slim. And
Yeah.
so this is just telling you that you're not that committed, unless this is your nature and you're, just allowed. But my guess is you're just not that committed,
Yeah.
and you're in a relationship out of habit. I suspect both of you. So this is one of those things that's going to be the unknown relief to both of you. So just a suspicion. Just a suspicion.
Well, I mean, this did happen for a reason, you
Yeah, because you're a
know?
moron and going out and getting drunk when you're not even old enough to be drinking,
Yeah.
which I can't personally judge. But yeah, it, it's not sending signals that you're at a
Your
point in your life to make good decisions.
decisions, yeah.
Yeah.
Ergo, a long-term relationship is not in the mix.
No, it's probably time for you guys to separate, spend some time, you know,
Looking in the
growing.
mirror and growing
A-
and getting to know yourself.
And if you come back together later, then that's great.
Yeah.
It's one of those times where if you love something, you let it go. And if it comes back to you, it's true.
Yeah.
And that, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You guys need to experience more of the world. All right.
Okay, how can I reject someone I've already rejected? She's 22. He's 59. He's a neighbor,
Uh-huh.
and he is persistent. Flowers, letters, knocking on her door, asking her out constantly, and she keeps saying no. She's never given him any.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Have a lawyer send a cease and desist thing.
Yeah.
If he sends you a letter, you return it to sender. You don't open it, return it to sender. If they send flowers, you reject them. You don't accept them. You reject them, and you have a lawyer buddy or have AI write you a cease and desist letter and have
Yeah.
someone else send it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be an actual lawyer, but you can print one or get the AI to write one. It's
A paralegal will do
Yeah.
it for, what, $10.
well, probably a little more. But find a lawyer friend who will write you one.
Yeah,
It doesn't really matter. It's send one, get it documented, and then if he continues to do that, then you go and you get your restraining order, because at that stage it's harassment.
Yeah.
It's harassment now. You could probably get the restraining order now if you really wanted to. To be honest,
You could.
I would. He'd probably give you one. So, but I would try. Make sure you do not accept any gifts.
Do not.
You return anything, returns to sender, and try the cease and desist letter before you escalate it farther to a restraining
Illegal.
order.
Yeah.
But don't take that off the table. If you're starting to feel unsafe, you go for that restraining order now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What if my boyfriend doesn't want more kids? Now, she's 24 and they have one child together. He's 36 and he has 3 more.
Okay.
And she wants another child.
And has he said no, or is he just hasn't?
She's afraid to even ask him.
Okay. Here's how you get. If the conversation hasn't been discussed and you are in, but they're married, right? Oh, boyfriend. One, make sure it's more of a commitment than boyfriend.
Yeah.
One, before you having kids together. But let's assume that the boyfriend they're married without having the government involved, right?
Okay.
Let's assume it's that committed, and
Yeah.
and they're just still stuck on you need the government piece of paper to be for your boyfriend before you're married, right? Which we'll argue about that later. But let's assume that it's a long-term, committed, fully committed relationship. Then you can just naturally get pregnant without having the discussion at all. There's no need to have the discussion if nature will take its course.
Yeah.
He doesn't care enough to say I don't want any more. Can we make sure we take steps to avoid it? All you have to do is not take steps to avoid it. You're not being dishonest. You're just not taking steps to avoid it. But it's not being dishonest. You're just having interrelationships. You're just having relationships. And if you happen to get pregnant, you happen to get pregnant. That's how most pregnancies happen. There's no discussion before it or after it, or it's no, most people aren't trying to have kids when they have kids. They're just having sex. And when you have sex, sometimes kids pop out the other side. And you can just do that. Don't worry about it, is my point. You're not deliberately getting pregnant, but you're not deliberately not getting pregnant. You're just letting nature take its course. Don't worry about it. If he cared that much, he would actively say something, do something, get a vasectomy, take care of it, right? This is a solvable problem for both of you. You can just do your things and not worry about
it. We need a little more than a.
Apparently, she doesn't. You say this, but that's not how it naturally happens. How does getting pregnant most happen? How does it?
Well, the first time it just kind of happens, and then after that, to take steps and to be clear. Okay, we're walking into this together, right?
But that's not how it really happens. Most of my children happen despite our taking efforts to not have children. So guess what? If you dance with the devil, you're going to get burnt. So just dance with the devil and see what happens. That's my suggestion. Stop worrying about it and just let nature be its thing.
I disagree.
Well, they obviously are, committed enough to have one child together. They didn't take any steps about that. So I don't know. If not talking about it is the solution, then it's also the solution.
Doesn't seem to be working out very well.
Well, she didn't say you even said they haven't discussed it. So then
I know they haven't.
Right? And what? She afraid to discuss it?
Yeah.
Then don't. He knows the potential, outcomes of his actions. He's not stupid. He's 36. He's got other kids. He knows. He knows what's going to happen.
I just feel a child is important enough to be talked about beforehand.
Well, that's a different,
that,
that's a different discussion than the question we have. This is not what she asked. We are asking the question for her, not the question of what you should do. We're asking.
All right.
Should you have yes, but I'm saying these are things that naturally happen regardless. So you can always let nature take its course. It's always an option. Okay.
Okay. These two. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The girlfriend completely lost it after I said no to sex. He was sick.
Mm-hmm.
They're both 24. She lost it. You don't love me. You don't want me anymore.
Yep.
What the heck? He was sick.
Yeah. She had never been told no before.
Oh.
And some people don't respond well to being told no the first time. So little Miss Princess was told no, and she don't care about it. Hey, here's the thing. This happens the other shoes on the other foot often, right?
Headache. Cramps.
Yeah, and the male partner isn't understanding as they should be. Right? It's a classic complaint, right?
Yeah.
This is shoes on the other foot. Sometimes you got to take one for the team.
Yeah.
Let her have her emotions and see what happens in the coming days. My guess is she's just not used to being told no. Hopefully she realized she overreacted, and if she was and she will apologize in ways that are nonverbal, because she's not going to want to embarrass herself by bringing it back up, but she'll do nice things for you. Wash your clothes, make you breakfast, whatever it is. There'll be something, an apology action would be my guess.
If she's not too much of a princess.
Yeah, this is entirely possible. She may be a princess.
This is what gives women a bad name, man.
Hey, it's also what gives men a bad name. So this is just poor behavior, whether it's a man, woman. People have a right to not be in the mood for you today.
Yeah, sorry. People aren't machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get the emotion of the first time being told no. You're an attractive young woman, and you've been able to get whatever you want whenever you want, and someone finally tells you no. That's a shock to the system. So in a sense, I can feel for her, right? Not that much, but I got a twinge of sympathy for her.
I remember the first time.
Yeah.
I was rejected. Okay. So, and I did not lash out. I was butthurt, but I kept it to myself. I did not lash out.
Yeah. And she did. I told you, I feel a little sympathy. I didn't say a lot, but I do feel a little sympathy for her. It's not easy to be told the first time no the first time.
Yeah, but you don't lash out, man.
Yeah, well, she clearly doesn't have much experience without not getting what she wanted. And you spent a lifetime of not getting what you wanted. So,
I was raised not getting what I wanted.
So, all right. So, oh, what? Okay, let's move on. Okay. Sure. Let's go to this next one.
Okay,
Why not?
partner likes to pretend his penis is a mole digging a hole into dirt. Let's see what worms. Is there a worm in there? That's the line that really gets her. She doesn't like thinking the idea she's got a worm in her. She's willing to play along, but that line just really gets her.
Okay, here's the thing. You can't ask him to change she's far more forgiving than I am. What?
Dig, dig, dig.
Go away, way. I'm pretty open-minded, but I don't think I could play along. I'm pretty open-minded and have no problem experimenting with some wild and strange things, but a mole, ask him to change the line that bothers you so much.
Tell him, okay,
that is just too far.
It's too far for me.
Here's the thing. You can pull this one out. It breaks my suspension of belief. I can't, right? It's just like watching a movie, right? You have to suspend belief so you can enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
So she has to suspend disbelief, right? She has to be able to disbelieve what's happening so she can enjoy the moment, and that brings her out of it. So you're going to have to change that line.
Yeah. Brings her into reality. Sorry.
Yeah, she just can't get past it. It's the step too far. And so if you want to continue, you're going to have to figure out something different.
Yeah.
That's how you deal with it. And good luck with that. But okay, sure. Why not? I suppose it's not. It could be worse. Okay, what's next?
How do I tell my girlfriend I need more? Okay, he had an injury. He's at home.
Yeah.
He's bored.
Play with yourself. That's what
He
for.
wants his girlfriend to entertain him.
It's good to want things. Builds character when you don't get it. It's not her job to entertain you. I'm sorry.
Get a puzzle.
Well, that's what manual stimulation is for, right? To cure some boredom. cure your boredom for yourself. It's not her job to cure your boredom. Good Lord. I get the desire. That's understandable. But, sorry.
She's not a prostitute. My
Yeah,
God.
this goes back to the top one, right? We talked about this. She doesn't have to.
Yeah.
She can if she wants to, but I wouldn't hardly expect it just to cure your boredom.
Yeah. Sorry, bud.
Sorry, you're gonna have to solve your own boredom.
Yeah.
And if you're injured, you probably shouldn't be that engaged anyway. So, rest and recuperate.
Yeah.
You flipping moron.
It's just a leg.
Yeah, well, then you're gonna have to entertain yourself. Is
Yeah.
my suggestion.
Yeah. Sorry.
Your arms
Yeah.
are working just fine.
You're fine.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, these sweethearts. Okay, now they're both in their early 20s. They're virgins. Okay, and they're just but they found each other on the internet, and they've got this long distance relationship going. They have for a long time.
Okay.
Now they're going to start living together. It's worked out. They can be in the same city.
Cool.
But it's going to take a while.
Yep.
Now, will masturbating when not having sex with my girlfriend impact our future sex life?
Probably not.
No.
Well, I'm not going to say no. It's because there's always every action has an equal opposite reaction. It's entirely possible that there may be some reaction, but it's probably not.
Probably not.
The statistics are in your favor that it's not going to have any
Yeah,
relation.
and here's a flash for you. Even when you get together and you live together, you will continue to masturbate.
Yeah, you might not for a while because
for a while.
Because you guys will just, but that calms down after a time.
Yeah, it does. You won't be at it like rabbits forever. We're sorry to inform you about this.
But it's also a fair question, right? You said they're virgins. They haven't done this before.
Yeah,
and
it's a fair question.
It's an entirely fair question.
It absolutely is.
And the answer is probably not.
Yeah.
But it's good to be aware of it to make sure that it doesn't overtake, you don't use that as a cover for lack of intimacy. So
yeah.
So it's good to be aware, but the answer is probably not. You'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
All right. So honesty is uncomfortable, but it is also liberating. Whatever you're facing, desire, regret, confusion, you deserve clarity and compassion. So we're going to close out with a reminder that communication is the real intimacy. So for me and Lovey, have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.
Good night.
All right. Thank you for spending your night with us. If you are carrying something heavy, remember you don't have to hold it alone. This community shows up for each other in the comments, in the stories, and the quiet moments where someone else's truth sounds a little like your own. Rest well, be gentle with yourself, and remember, love is practice, not a performance. Have a good night, and please remember to love everybody.